to amend the Land Development Code, the section of the code, Chapter 6 on alcoholic beverages. This used to be included in the Land Development Code and was moved by the Municipal Code Corporation to Chapter 6, which is it's not in the LDRs as currently codified, but we have deemed with the City Attorney's Office that this is still, since it was in the LDRs, that this can be treated like an amendment to the LDRs, which means anyone could apply to make this application. So the application is properly before the board, and the applicant is Mr. Leroy Griffith. Mr. Griffith is the owner of Club Madonna Adult Entertainment Establishment, but the application is to amend the city code. It is not site-specific to any one particular club. So Club Madonna is not the applicant. This is not directly an approval of Club Madonna. It is simply an application by someone who these regulations affect to amend the existing code. The code currently regulates alcoholic beverages and adult entertainment. And you may be familiar with those regulations, which in an establishment that has alcohol, only partial nudity is permitted. I'm not going to go into the great detail of the definitions. If you'd like, I can have Katya read the definitions.
I don't want you to read. I want illustrations.
That's okay. So basically, the bikini top kind of dancer would be considered partial nudity, and then less than that, pasties or something like less than that, is full nudity. So our code currently allows alcohol within a club with partial nudity, but does not permit alcohol within a club with full nudity. So this application seeks to amend that section. Mr. Griffith's club features full nudity and does not have alcohol. So the intent of the applicant would be to have the code amended to permit alcohol within these full nudity establishments that currently do not permit alcohol.
Can you help me out by explaining to me, first of all, are there any other full nudity establishments? And second of all, where is the possibility that a full nudity establishment could be located in our city under the current codes?
Okay. There are, to the best of my knowledge, there are no other full nudity adult entertainment establishments.
Okay.
Legally operating.
That's a good point. Licensed, legally operating. There are a small number of adult entertainment establishments. That also includes adult bookstores and.
Where could one be located?
Okay, so there are a number of restrictions on any adult entertainment establishment, whether it be a bookstore or entertainment club, and that has distance separation requirements from residential districts, from schools and parks and churches, from other adult entertainment establishments. It's 1,000 feet from another adult entertainment establishment and 300 feet to another residential zone or a school or a church. So that applies to all adult entertainment establishments. What we're talking about here is not amending so much those
No. I just want to understand what we're dealing with here.
What we're dealing with.
So there are places in the city that a place could open up.
I don't know. He gave us the guidelines, but is there a niche left?
Most likely, yes.
Well, most likely there are places that you could have that would fit this criteria.
Yes, so even as places come and go, they may, open up other areas with respect to those distances. I'm not going to announce a location that somebody should go look at.
No, but I'm just asking yes or no. And then the current one that's currently operating, does that fit these criteria or does that not fit these criteria?
Well, number one, any existing location is as they say, grandfathered in or legal nonconforming.
So is this legal nonconforming?
Yes,
Okay, that's what I'm asking.
yes. All the existing adult entertainment establishments in the city are legal nonconforming. If they're licensed and operating properly, they're grandfathered in where they're located. And in fact, they may be able to meet the distance separation. But what this is doing is saying that an existing or new adult entertainment that features this full nudity could now be permitted to have alcohol, where currently it is not. So that's the narrow ordinance that's being reviewed here. So we've reviewed this application on its own merit, and the city attorney's office has also put into the staff report references to case law and questions regarding previous determinations of the courts. But the long and short of it is, after reviewing this, this planning staff believes that there are problems with the proposal and that it opens up a new area which is generally not needed within the city, and we recommend that the ordinance not be approved. The board is sitting in an advisory capacity to the city commission, so you should review this and make a recommendation to the city commission.
It takes 4 votes or 5 to make a
Well,
recommendation?
it's whatever the recommendation is, we will give the commission
No,
a
I'm
vote.
saying.
No, it takes
do we-
4. The
Do we
ordinance is
need, do we
clear.
need a majority? Do we need 4 votes or 5 votes?
You need 4 votes under the ordinance.
You need a quorum to take an action. If you,
And a majority of the quorum is all you need.
It's going to the
well,
commission
yeah,
anyway.
but if it's
How do we pass our-
3-3, we will report to the commission that it was split
only a
3-3.
recommendation.
But
Okay,
you're not
fine.
approving or denying anything, because this does not stop here.
I
You're making
bel-
a recommendation to the
Three
commission.
just wrote.
I believe that a recommendation of any kind, positive or negative, requires 4 votes, and I believe
Yeah,
that's
that's-
the ordinance. And I think Mr. Held has so advised.
Okay.
Okay, well, let's hear from the, is it, city's done?
I'd be glad to answer any questions. If you see under the analysis, basically, the points listed, again, it allows alcoholic beverages in totally nude establishments. There continues to be a minimum building size. This would be 7,000 square feet. There's a minimum number of seats, which would be no less than 250. The age restriction of 21 that we have in other sections of code would apply. Exterior signage and treatment of buildings would be subject to design review or historic preservation board. Hours of operation would be from noon to 5 a.m. Lap dancing would be permitted, and total nudity would be permitted only while performing on stage.
Okay, let's hear from the public.
Mr. Chair, before you call for that, since the staff report is about 90% a discussion of the applicable law, this issue has been before the U.S. Supreme Court and the 11th Circuit many, many times. I think we ought to hear, in order to make a proper record as part of the city's presentation, from the office of the city attorney.
The city attorney's office is advising me to read into the record that this presentation shall also contain evidence previously considered by this board and the city commission by reference. And you were given a large package of supplementary information.
And if I may add, I appreciate that. That was a really good amount of information.
Hold on a
Excuse me,
second. Gary,
pardon me.
is there anything as the city attorney that you wanted to read into the record here?
Mr. Chair, Gary Held, City Attorney's Office. No, I believe the staff report is fully complete on the legal issues, and unless you have any questions about a specific standard or a specific case issue, we believe you should hear from the public and make your determination.
Well, I do. May I?
Well, you will get your opportunity after we've heard from the public then. Who from the public would like to speak on this issue?
I have a disclosure item on this,
Okay.
Mr. Chair, even though this is a hybrid application. I wrote to staff and to the applicant's counsel commenting on what I perceived to be certain deficiencies and failures in the application. And I had a telephone call from Mr. Griffith, which in substance asked me what he needed to do relative to the application, and my response on that telephone call was I really could not advise him, that my comments speak for themselves.
Okay, now let's hear from the public. And we are going to limit public testimony to 3 minutes.
Well, I think for the members not associated with the applicant, you could do that. I think we really
we'll
do
give the
want to
applicant
allow
latitude.
the applicant to make a full and unrestricted presentation.
That is typically what we do.
In terms of time.
That is typically what we
So-
do, and then we will do that in this case as well. We'll hear from the applicant first.
I thank you very much. I'm the one that has the plane to catch, and I got to leave here in about 20 minutes, so I don't want to be rude that after I get done, if I leave.
Being brief is never rude.
Well, I'm not saying I'll be brief. I'm just saying that as soon as I get done, I'm going to probably have to leave. And I do appreciate your taking me out of turn and accommodating me. It is appreciated. Currently in the city of Miami Beach, you allow.
Excuse me, name, address?
Name,
My name
address.
is Daniel Aronson, 1 Financial Plaza, Suite 1615, Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Okay.
And you're a lawyer and you appear here as counsel for Mr. Griffith,
I'm
is
a
that
lawyer,
correct?
and I am now, as of today, a registered lobbyist in the city of Miami Beach.
And you're here as counsel for Mr. Griffith?
I am.
Thank you.
Currently in the city of Miami Beach, you allow nudity. You allow partial nudity. You allow alcohol. You allow alcohol near nudity. You allow people that are going to the nude establishment, Club Madonna, to leave that establishment, go down the street to other places, consume alcohol, and go back to Club Madonna. The only thing that you do not allow is alcohol with nudity. Yet, we are in tough times, economic times. There are tourist dollars that this community is fighting for, along with every other community in South Florida, along with every other place in this country. Currently, there is the Beach House Cabaret in Sunny Isles. It allows alcohol and nudity. And so I'm not redundant. Every place that I mention right now, I'm going to tell you, allows alcohol and nudity. The Booby Trap in Doral, PT's in Hialeah, Tootsie's in Miami-Dade County, Mint Lounge in Miami Gardens, BT's in South Miami, Stir Crazy in Pinecrest, Solid Gold in North Miami, Gold Rush in Miami, Booby Trap in Homestead, Scarlett's in Pembroke Park, Booby Trap in West Park, Eden in Davie, Vegas Cabaret in Lauderhill, Goldfinger in Sunrise, Pure Platinum in Oakland Park, Diamond Dolls in Pompano Beach. Some of these cities have more than one adult establishment, but I only chose to mention one. You're fighting these communities that all allow adult entertainment in the form of nudity and alcohol. You currently have people that come to your hotels. They want to spend their money on the beach. They also want to go to adult clubs that have alcohol, and they leave your community.